Oh my goodness, this nigga's still talking.
Hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the Just Talking podcast. This is no, I'm just talking, man. How have y'all been? I missed the little extra episode thing that I've been trying to drop, but don't think that's gonna be usual. All right. The only thing I'm gonna try and keep consistent is this Monday drop. Okay. So don't get too all in your knickers or whatever the fuck it's called. All right. Now. I honestly don't have the topics planned out. But when do we ever, you know? When do we ever? But I don't really got the topics planned out like that for this podcast. However, there is one thing that I was like, I'll be honest, I didn't care much for it just because at the end of the day, even though I do talk some politics, I honestly just talk politic hive minds. I don't really try and get too in depth. I've always been like, at the end of the day, most people are more in the middle than they think because they'd end up agreeing with half the laws that the Democrats want to make and only half the laws that the Republicans really want to make. But because of a certain thing that might feel more strongly about based on certain cases, they will be like, all right, well, this guy's word is is not as bad as the other, and that makes it okay. That's basically as far as I really kind of go with it. All of them niggas are bad, and they just money launderers. But we don't really care about that, do we? Now, back to this Brittney Griner situation. I was looking, and the only reason that I got interested in it is because of there was a video that I was watching. I didn't even finish it. I don't even know. Let me see if I can find that man's name real quick. But it was one of those like NBA simulator YouTubers type videos, and like obviously I've watched King of the Fourth Quarter Kenny. I've watched Click Productions, and this is my first time ever seeing this guy who I still can't find, honestly. I'll just look at my history. But like he was all like he did a Brittney Griner versus Miles Bridges 1v1 simulator and he was all like whoever wins gets to go free. And in his back before he did it, he did a little explanation where he was all like, well, Miles Bridges is a woman beater and he doesn't deserve the money that he gets and he's probably gonna possibly face up to 10 years. Then he was all like, Brittney Griner is a potential drug dealer who or someone who took drugs to a foreign country unannounced and whatnot and what all like. I don't know if he specifically called her a drug dealer or maybe that's just what we're about to read here. But enough with the spoilers, right? But anywho, fast forwarding, he was all this was something that I thought was interesting that he just kind of threw this in as an aside, and he does make like little jokey jokes about it. I guess it's not even really a joke. Well, in his joint, he's wholeheartedly leaning into the dark humor portion of this. I'm not saying and I'm gonna say that he does it pretty well, to be fair. But if you watch the video, but he did point out that, and I didn't know this. I doubt that most people know this, but Brittney Griner also 100% woman beater beat her wife. Only a few game suspension. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. Maybe it was just alleged, and this one for this person, for Miles Bridges, they've 100% proven it. But well, I 100% think he did it. I heard some of the video. I think of the kid talking to to the person on the phone. I've seen the marks and everything that the mom has. I think she even posted like the medical records, or at least noted all the different like things that he caused. And golly, that nigga is fucking brutal. Like I don't even know. Like I'll say this later. I don't know what to know about the Hornets no more. They need everything now. But yeah. So I'm reading that this says that why was Brittney Griner? This is a Sporting News article by Jordan Greer. Brittney Griner's detainment explained why Russia is holding Phoenix Mercury star in custody and how WNBA has reacted. Phoenix Mercury center Brittney Griner remains detained in Russia after the Russian Federal Customs Service claimed that it found hashish oil in its luggage at an airport near Moscow, as reported by the New York Times and the Russian news agency TASS. Man, I'm not paying for this New York Times article. But continuing on, the Customs Service didn't release the name or specify the date of detainment in its statement, as officials only said they detained an American basketball player who won 2 gold medals with the U.S. team. Dog, that's crazy. Like, imagine they were like over there and they were all like, "We don't know who you are," and then she was all like, "Dog, I won 2 gold medals with the U.S. team." They're like, "Did you?" Like, dog, I'd be so upset, bro. Imagine you're one of the obscure sports, like not even just women basketball players in FIBA, because I feel like they're even more popular. But like, if you're even one of the more obscure ones, oh my gosh, I would feel so bad. Nobody recognizing you after you won a gold medal. You put so much of your life dedicated into practicing that one thing, and niggas don't even. That would be terrible, man. I do feel for you. It's even worse in her case because I feel as though like I'm not saying that she should be super duper recognizable, but I feel as though with a couple of hints, I would be able to get to the right person. But it's also because I'm in the United States and I know about the whole her and Boogie Cousins controversy, which is not even controversy, but the little thing that they had, and where she was all like, "Oh yeah, I could beat Boogie Cousins," and this was prime Boogie. This wasn't DeMarcus. This was real live Boogie. Tech Meister himself. Now he getting texts for not even doing nothing for real. Before he used to really deserve his texts. Like, it was ridiculous. Griner, who played for the UMMC Ekaterinburg in the Russian Premier League during the WNBA offseason, was detained after Customs Service officials said they found vape cartridges containing hashish oil in her luggage in the Sheremetyevo airport. The Customs Service also released a video of an individual at an airport who appears to be Griner going through security. Let's watch a little bit of this video, shall we? It's about 50 seconds long. I don't think I'm gonna watch it all. I see the Black Lives Peace hoodie, so I guess it's supposed to be. No way. This is her luggage that is being fucking shipped in. Not shipped, but she has Amazon bags in her luggage. Are they opening it up? Which one is the hash? Hmm. I mean, I do encourage y'all to find this video at your own time, but I will say that it looks like not at the end they're just looking through like paperwork and whatnot, and she's signing some things. But in the beginning, they opened up one of the packages, and it did look like she had some sort of oily things, and those were a good amount of like they were Amazon packages, so it could dead ass be that she was doing that. I can't not like after seeing the video unless those are something else, I don't know what you could argue. Russian state TV showed a photo of Griner as part of a segment that aired on March 5th. The photo was reportedly taken at a Russian police station. CNN tweeted Russian state TV released a photo of WNBA star Brittney Griner, who was arrested on drug charges in the country after Russian officials say cannabis oil was found in her luggage. The criminal case was opened into the large-scale transportation of drugs, which can carry a sentence of up to 10 years behind bars in Russia, according to the New York Times. And then now they have a timeline. WNBA said that they're going to put the initials and jersey numbers on the sideline of all their courts, and they're gonna continuously bring her up and show her support through these coming months. USA Basketball also showed their support, and the WNBPA, which is the Women's National Basketball Players Association, and the Phoenix Mercury also gave a statement saying a similar thing. Why do NBA players compete in Russia? I don't even need to read this. Uh, they don't make enough that they want to make from playing WNBA. So a lot of not even just WNBA players, sports players like the United States male soccer team usually goes to other places to play soccer. So there's a women's team. Just a lot of the lower income sports that don't get like a lot of like money and coverage thrown their way. They end up needing to play in other places as well in order to make more money. So Seattle Storm forward Brianna Stewart also played for UMMC Rachtenberg, earns approximately 1.5 million per season overseas compared to WNBA's supermax salary of 228,000. After signing a one-year deal with the Storm, Stewart expressed her concerns about recent changes to collective bargaining agreement that push players to prioritize the WNBA over other leagues. Dog, you gotta keep in mind, maybe there's people over there that's willing to put in more money. I don't understand, but the argument for the WNBA getting paid more if they're operating on a loss. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. When will Brittney Griner be released? A judge in Russia convicted Griner. Oh, so she's convicted of drug possession and smuggling on August 4th. Oh yeah, like 4 days ago. And sentenced her to 9 years in prison, bringing an end to her trial. Legal experts view the verdict as formality because the length of her detainment will ultimately be determined by negotiators on a prisoner exchange, which was going to be just her and an arms dealer, but now apparently it's going to be her, a police officer, a Canadian with United States, British, and Irish citizenship, who was a police officer who was arrested and accused of spying in Russia in December 28, 2018. He received his 16-year prison sentence in June 15, 2020. And his arrest in Russia, um, with according to Russian news agency, Wendland was apprehended in his hotel at the Metropole while concluding a long outing with a Russian citizen who handed him a USB drive containing a list of all employed at a classified security agency. The independent Latvian-based publication Medusa reported that the wedding attendees all banded close together during the duration of the holiday and were taken back when Wendland's decision to spend the day alone. The BBC cited family members of Wendland who said Wendland previously bragged about knowing an agent of the FSB and was privy to an unusual cache of personal details about his friend, including which intelligence training school he attended. Biographical information typically reserved for a very close circle. As Wendland said about their arrest, his longtime friend had appeared suddenly in the hotel, followed by authorities, who later arrested him. According to lawyers, they could not provide the name of the Russian longtime friend, who planted a memory card in Wendland's hotel room due to Russian secrecy rules. But Wendland's family identified the person as Aya Yatsenko, whom Russian newspaper Kommersant called a major in the FSB's Department K, which monitors Russian economic crimes. So that's who the guy that they're also going to trade for. Who's the 2 for 2, according to this ABC article by Mason Lieb? The 2 for 2 slot.
We're joined now by former UN Ambassador Bill
Ooh,
Richardson.
shut the fuck up, nigga. My view's optimistic. I think she's going to be free. There's going to be a prisoner swap. I think it's going to be 2 for 2. Can't forget about Paul Winland. Apparently, he and the United States deny the espionage. It sounds like this guy just had a big mouth, according to Wikipedia, and he was talking too much. And then people are like, yo, Doc, you talk too much, now you gotta go. Wait, so are they not gonna say who? I know one of them is the arms dealer. I'll say this. Depending on how destructive that arms dealer was, it's kind of wild for me to be like, release these two. Maybe it's because like I'm just too, what's the word? Like, I don't understand the idea of giving them someone who would be potentially dangerous to the world and multiple other places just for a celebrity and a police officer who was talking a bit too much. And celebrity being someone who was just couldn't control herself. Because look, even if she wasn't planning to like distribute, sell, whatever, if the content is weed, of course. If it's not, then I'm going off the idea that this is weed. If it's weed, then it's completely her fault, especially with the amount of those packages you had. But if it was not for that, then it's fine. Then I have no major issues. I'm just like, I feel as though they're winning the trade. You feel me? And that's really all I have to say. Do we really want them to win the trade? Unless you like, it depends how afraid, quote unquote, afraid of you are of Russia. But them niggas can't even beat Ukraine right now. I don't think. Is Ukraine winning? Are you winning, son? Western media and the war on truth in Ukraine. Deception is the heart of all warfare. Who's winning Ukraine depends on who's doing the talking. Particularly, Russia says that it's winning all plan, while the United States says Ukraine is pulling a surprise win thanks to its steadfast resistance and Western support. On the face of it all, authoritarian Russia cannot be trusted with the facts, let alone the truth about the war, while the liberal West inspires great credibility as it allows for freedom, independent inquiry. But in reality, as Chinese military strategist Sun Tzu, all warfare is based on deception. Neither side could or should be trusted to reduce the fog of war, because both are fully engaged in psychological warfare, which is the key to winning the overall war in Ukraine, which is 100% true. But I'm just like, so no one knows? So I guess the key battle is the ongoing battle of Croson, which may provide a clearer signal about where things are heading, but I don't know besides that. Yeah, and he's saying, but as long as Western military support remains robust and defensive in nature, so as not to risk a nuclear confrontation with Russia, expect the destructive war of attrition to continue. So it's just attrition. There, a surprise win, I guess, is just not being destroyed. That's all it seems to be. Yeah, no, that's absolutely crazy. Um, well, to talk about some crazy thing news that just happened in the NBA, or not just happened, that we just heard in the NBA. Kevin Durant tells Nets to choose him or Steve Nash in the GM, which means he's saying that he wanted the GM and or Steve Nash. I'm pretty sure the report said both, and it's a report from Shams, so it's pretty credible, or at least leaning on the credibility side. But the fact that KD kind of wanted Steve Nash and that nigga out is kind of ridiculous. Like, look, I'm not gonna vouch for Steve Nash and say he was a good what you call it, good nigga. However, I'm just gonna, or not good nigga, my fault. I'm not gonna vouch for Steve Nash and act like he was the best coach, but
I don't enjoy the way they're pushing him out the door, even though I feel as though they're the reason why he was there. Because otherwise, I don't see why someone with zero coaching experience would have been able to get the job that easily. Like you're getting Kevin Durant, that's a pretty ridiculous thing. Then you want the GM gone, but the GM technically just did everything you basically wanted him to, besides maybe trading Harden. Trading Harden would have been the only thing that you probably would have wanted and wouldn't have wanted him to do. But Harden obviously wanted to leave because I don't know. I don't know. Like this, it just kind of seems ridiculous. I don't even think that they should have traded for Harden. And I don't know how much like imprint KD had on trading for him, but he would at least have had to have been like, yes, I do sign off on it. And that's my thing. It's like I do give LeBron some of this. I'm like, look, bro, if you bet a team and the team ends up losing all its freaking value because you end up continuously swapping players, and it's like some of the players that you're swapping for are the lower versions of other players because you're like, oh, well, I gotta make sure that everybody else that like I'm just getting people specifically for that can fit my team and my play style. It's like once you have that, after a while, you just there's a lot of things just that end up being missing, and it was just very evident through this year. I don't know. It's with Kevin Durant as well as the Lakers with LeBron. Dude, I need to start playing multiverses now that I'm talking about LeBron, because jeez, man, I played like one or two games, but I haven't played that much. I do need to get on it more. I was trying to play with like some family and some other people, but I haven't been able to. I haven't been able to like really put the time into it. But I'll be taking a certification soon. I'm pretty sure I've talked about it before, but so y'all should know I'm gonna be taking it within the next week. So maybe by the next podcast, you'll know whether you'll know you'll know. Hmm. Shall we look up any other news that going on? News. Olivia Newton-John, singer and actress, died at 73. I don't really know her, but father and son sentenced to life in prison for federal hate crimes. And Ahmaud Arbery's. Oh, this is the guy that was running away from the people who were chasing him. Yeah, I thought they were already going to prison, but I guess not. Affordable housing contemplated at Chantilly Regional Library. That's like a local news thing. Let's see, CNN breaking news. She helped Trump win Florida twice. Now she could lead his expected 2024 campaign. Some old white lady. All right, man. You see, I don't want to get into like basketball stuff because I plan to get into basketball stuff with some other people at some point. Oh my God. I be thinking of things that I do want to talk about. Then I'd be ended up forgetting about it. But what I will talk about a little bit is some of the anime that's coming out. So I'm not caught up on One Piece. I've finished like Wano Act 2. I finished season 1, The Classroom of the Elite, and I thought it was great. The ending was great. Loved the way it ended. Another show that got a new season this season is Devil's a Part Timer, and it's been a while, so I'm surprised that it kind of got a new season. But it seems to be doing well, and everybody likes it and enjoys it. I can't really think of the next part of My Hero is coming. It either came out or is coming out, and many people are very excited about that. I stopped reading My Hero after the arc where they had the him Midorima
with the little girl on his back, and he did the like punch. And my issue was all like, what's the point of setting up that he can do kicks, but he's not doing kicks. He's still using punches. And maybe he finally goes into it more. But I would have really liked, and then I also didn't like the way they did it. What? I'm trying to remember. What is that shit called? Um, I didn't. I read Doctor Stone up to like the completion of what's the arc called? I don't even know what the arc is called, but he basically went and um was able to go back and talk to his friends after he was supposed to have died, and he went to that one village with all the new humans, I guess, and he was performing signs. And I think he went to go and do something. What is that shit called? Ugh, dog. I feel as though like I'm just not doing well at multitasking with this shit today, huh? Like, y'all niggas must hate me. Shit, man. I might hate me, man. But it's okay. We ball, man. Fuck it, we ball, man. Bleach is coming out with the new season, and we all know how great Bleach is. Love it. Kaguya-sama Love is War season 3 is great so far. I haven't read Tomodachi Game, or watched Tomodachi Game. I've seen the first episode. Very, very interesting. I highly recommend it. But those are just quick anime recommendations. Chainsaw Man's coming. Heard great things about the manga and everything. I think that's all I can really think about. If you're horny, rent a girlfriend's a thing. Well, I don't know how great it'll be for your horny. It's like, at what level do you like? I don't even know if it's a tease. You feel me? Like, dang, bro. Like, how far they really go? It got that etchy rating or category on that joint. Who knows? Siren. I don't even know how to say that shit. I don't even know how I said the first one right. But yeah, that's some just quick anime recommendations, just for you, just for you. Oh, I received more rolls, but I can't use them. Dang, I'm trying to think. I won't lie. I redid Elden Ring, and I didn't even finish it, but recently I redid it as a wrench, yeah, wrench, it's wrench. Um, And the playthrough, and I'm trying to do a pure strength build. So I already got Guts Sword. I forgot what the sword is actually called, but I got Guts Sword. And I'm probably gonna use a Ballistica and that I found. And I think I'm probably gonna go through the playthrough mostly as that. And I've been using that where it's like I get frustrated at playing and then I don't and then I stop playing and I go straight into studying this shit. After a while because like I'm not using like map genie like I was before to help me like maneuver through the map, or at least I'm not using it as much. I finally like used it recently, but even then it was kind of limited to what I could use it for since it was on the phone and it was only real quick. But I'm like, if I do that for a little bit, it'll make me not want to I'll just be done after a while. Like, I'll get sick of it. And then after that, I'm like, all right, now I can just fully put time, my focus into studying because now I'm like, I'm tired of playing that game. And I'm like, I'm not going to be playing anything else. I've made it so I only have Elden Ring and like, I'm putting Final Fantasy 14 on there, but that's mostly for after, you feel me? At least on my laptop. So I'm mostly gonna be studying off that. Desktop, man, it's over for the kid. I mean, glad so many games. Hopefully, who knows, man. Nick Lane said they just here for real, for real. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Hmm. Now, I will tell you. Recently, I finally got to watch Bill Burr's Red Rock special, and it was great. It was like I'm just now enjoying his commentary, where it's like he's just casually talking. I don't even feel like, or at least it feels like he's just more and more comfortable each special that I see. Every time he's on stage. And obviously, yeah, he's getting older. He's getting more used to it. It's not, hey, he's getting more and more shows under his belt. But even then, it's always nice to see. And it feels like it makes everything he says just a lot better and funnier when I watched it. I 100% enjoyed it. I liked how frank he was with the WNBA's skit that he did. I think it was trending for a while, so I definitely recommend people watching it. But yeah, no, I thought he did like it all great. Definitely recommend it. Good on you, Netflix, for putting it out there. Good on you, Billy Boy, for recording it. I don't know. Could I see myself doing a stand-up comedy skit or stand-up comedy at some point? Not for real, but like getting on stage every now and then, kind of test my mic. That might be interesting. I don't know if I would write a set though. I would just need to like drink a few, hopefully, and then but still be coherent so I can actually say shit. You feel me? Like not being an idiot, but like being an idiot, like being a controlled idiot. You feel me? That would be it. That would be the perfect fit. That's where we want our doc. Nah, this is what we want for him. Who was it? Didn't somebody break up recently that people cared about? Oh, Pete Davidson and Kim the Kardashian. Look, bruh, I'm not even gonna say that much about this shit because whatever I say is whatever. Okay, like I need you guys to understand that. I don't know if I said it on a podcast. I feel like that's like a key word to like. Maybe I should watch it. No, you don't got to. Just stay here with me real quick, baby. You don't gotta watch the other podcast. It's just reverse psychology promoting. Let me know if it works. But jeez, um, yeah, no, dude, I 100% was all like, yo, this nigga Skeet is going too far. You Skeet boy, like I don't think there should be as much of an issue as Kanye made for Kim going out with Pete. I do think that because the way it was presented, Kanye didn't even know about the relationship until he had to go to her Saturday Night Live performance, and it was after him forcing Ray J to relinquish all tapes or all like videos that he had, and like trying to get that joint away as like making that joint as dead as possible. He goes, sees her kissing up on Ski for an SNL skit. I'd be upset too. Why the fuck did you invite me? Like, sure, we're not like I understand the idea was like, oh yeah, if you want to be my friend after this relationship, you should be okay with the people that I date. But like, I feel as though that like I don't know, I don't understand the quick movement from Kanye to Pete like that and showing it to Kanye's face like that when y'all just broke up. I think that's ridiculous. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I feel as though like other people would be like, "Yo, that's crazy. You invited him to a show where you're about to kiss your new guy right in front of his face. You expect him just to be cool." And that put him on his little streak where he was just like getting some white chicks on his dick. You feel me? And then he said he bit bad. They were just out in jeans and denim all over. It was quite a show. Then he started calling out Pete and people associated with Pete, so such as him and Kid Cudi's relationship going back kind of like to mid to downhill. I don't know the exacts, but what you call it, Kanye wasn't very happy about Kid Cudi doing that. And as a side note, Kid Cudi's doing a McDonald's music festival. I'm being dead ass. My sister sent me the fucking ad for that shit because it appeared on her Instagram. I was like, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way niggas going to that. you better be some fat ass nigga. You're gonna be trying McDonald's treats from the fucking get go. Yo, Loki, if they got the mighty wings or the snack wrapping back then, man, let me know. Send me a few, man. Send it to me like how the pink sauce was sent. I want all mail delivery with me reaching record highs, baby, record highs. But yeah, I do think Pete Davidson went too far because you don't know her. You don't like, dog. You were in the beginning of the relationship, and the way you were talking was as if, oh yeah, you've known her for all her life and for so long, and you guys already been together for a while. Look, bro, you don't know him, you don't know the kids, you don't know their life. Don't chat on it as if you know. Not to say that Kanye is right in any part of the situation, but Kim Kardashian being an amazing mother is quite ridiculous. I don't think I need like there needs to be any other reason why like I need to say just like how I can say Kanye West is probably not the best father. Kim Kardashian, there's no way she's like any better as a mother than Kanye West is as a dad. I would honestly argue that Kanye West is better, even though he do be having those mental lapses and he be saying wild shit. I feel as though that's just what happens when you have a lot of people around you that are afraid to check you sometimes, especially since you do have those times where you might kind of pop off. But that's besides the point. Okay. At the end of the day, I guess you just don't want to be surrounded by yes men. And enough about the Pete Davidson situation. To just sum it up, I think that nigga Pete was dumb for trying to get into such a toxic, like get in between a relationship that already seemed toxic and crazy when they were just together, and then you were trying to fit your way in between there. For some reason, he is something like, and I saw a video talking about it, like he is the male gigolo or porn star of fucking Hollywood or like gold digger. I don't know the way this thing gets passed around, and it's making him be put up there like in stature or at least in being recognized as a comedian, even though he's not on the level of comedians that like people know their names of as much as they know Pete Davidson's name. You feel me? I'm not saying that he's a bad one. I've seen some of his skits on Saturday Night Live, or I've seen some of his things and I've liked some of them. But let's call a spade, bro. He's not like that. He's not like that. He has his own mental issues, which he's freaking proven time and time again with slash in other relationships. I just don't get it. I don't know what all the hype is about. Maybe I'll never know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I gotta be. I'll get it, but I'm not. He also likes thick skinny too. I don't know. Now a little gym story. So I was at the gym right recently, and I was doing good mornings. Now, will I say that good mornings is not a zesty exercise? No, it's pretty zesty. It's zesty. It's zesty to an extent. However, right now I've been kind of focusing on some hamstring development, especially since I messed up my leg, so I couldn't just go into like squats, especially full depth squats immediately. So I had to do things like what you call it? I was doing sumo deadlifts because I can't do conventional deadlift when my leg was like completely like still messed up. So I had a time where I was doing sumo deadlifts a lot more. I was kind of focusing more on the hamstring development, um, and doing single leg deadlifts, just stuff like that, stuff to kind of help aid in the recovery. Because I'll still be lifting and working on my stability and issues like that, basically rounding myself out. But I was doing good mornings, and this one nigga, and look, I did my warm up set with 25s, and I did one set afterwards. I was trying to do at least two like working sets, but some stuff popped up, so I had to leave early. But I was doing it, and there's one guy loud as shit. I don't use headphones when I'm in the gym because I recently I misplaced my AirPods, and I can't be forced to buy new ones, and I'm also planning to fix my Beats in like a month, like because it broke a piece of it legitimately broke, so I just got to replace that. Luckily, it's not like the side with all the wires and mechanisms like buttons and whatnot, but it's the other side, and it can be easily replaced. But I'm doing that, and like this nigga is just chatting loudly, like that guy's gonna break his back. Yeah, the back's not something he doing. I think he's doing good mornings, but his back's not something you play with. I'm like, nigga, look, I don't come here just be fucking around. Obviously, you can break anything doing any fucking thing. I'm not. It's not like I was out there using the fucking using multiple weights, fucking doing that shit the nigga on Instagram be doing, where he be covering himself up doing pull-ups or he be having a squat rack on him. I'm not doing all that shit. It was 185, and it was a working set, which means I'm not going to be freaking like perfect form, but the form was good enough. I'm pretty sure I had no rounding in the back. My knees, if anything, barely passed my toes. I don't even think it really did that. It was like just ridiculous. And it made me, and I was all like, I just didn't understand. I was like, dog, why are you just chatting? If you're really that concerned, just come up and say it. Why are you chatting to the nigga next to you? The nigga next to him wasn't even entertaining him like that. That's why I knew it wasn't like OD. Cause like if the nigga was over there like agreeing, it would have been different. But the other guy was just doing his shit too. That shit was just blowing me. It was some like big ass nigga, but I'm like, dog, look, you big and all, but you don't look natural big. So I don't really give a fuck about you, but I don't lie. Like, look, if you on stuff, I don't give a fuck that you're on shit. But like, unless you're telling me stuff that is like 100% form and is like stuff that doesn't matter whether you're on something or not. But I'm not gonna listen to shit like that, like about a nigga who's on shit talking to me about health. It's fucking ridiculous. Suck my dick. But yeah, that was my day. Hmm. Telescope image a sausage. Top scientists. Oh, you know what else happened actually? What was it? Cancer research news. Apparently, one of the like cancer research, like one of the key or one of the documents that was said to be one of the key documents for cancer research was proven to be false, and it was like one of the most cited cancer research documentation. False information. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Um, I do think it's kind of wild though, because if it's one of the most cited, then even because like it's weird, the medical hello, the medical community doesn't like they're saying that it's not as big as a thing because there was not as much focus on that subject and or on that not subject, I guess, that particular paper. But the fact that it's the most cited means that even if it wasn't that their findings wasn't something that you guys focused on for future development, it was still something that you guys kept in mind on multiple papers. And that's my thing where it's like I can definitely understand why it can cause like trepidation amongst folks. Cause like you gotta keep it a buck. You gotta keep it a buck. Like that's something that you wouldn't expect to happen, especially when you consider that like most people most people just like don't even read the documentation in most places enough to really even like see or understand that. I don't know. It's kind of crazy when like the more I kind of like think about it. I'm seeing if I can find like more information on it, but I think it was written by Sylvain Leslie. Sylvain Leslie paper. Sylvain Leslie, who found A beta star 56 accused of image manipulation. The Alzheimer. Oh, my fault. This is an Alzheimer, not cancer. I'm stupid. Jeez. Well, I'll just read this on the Alz form. Alzheimer's field was rocked this week by allegations against Sylvain Leslie. That's probably why I couldn't find it earlier. At the University of Minnesota, Minneapolis, Leslie stands accused of manipulating data images in multiple papers, including his 2006 Nature paper identifying something like A beta star 56 as toxic Alzheimer associated with cognitive decline. This potentially altered image were found by neuroscientist Matthew Scrooge at Vanderbilt University. Earlier this year, Scrooge alerted the National Institutes of Health and UMN, as well as the journals that have published the papers. Multiple investigations are ongoing. This was in July 22nd, 2022. Scrollfall notes suspicious figures in papers from Ash Lab, where Leslie was not the co-author. Ash is not under investigation, which is one of the people that worked with him. Scrooge submitted his concerns to NIH in January 2022 and alerted the journals in question. In response, at least 2 journals, the Nature and Science Signaling, have published expressions of concerns about the paper and are investigating. Let me see if I can find a more recent. What is the Alzheimer controversy reveals about the pressures of academia? This one, I guess, is arguing that because of the pressures that they have to deal with, they are more incentivized to do data fraud. I don't know if I 100% agree with that, especially with this such an important topic. I feel as though you're gonna kind of be like a little bit fucked up. I don't know. I feel as though when you're doing research, you have to realize that you put yourself in that type of hole. 50 years ago, sugar industry quietly paid scientists to point blame at fat. You guys can go and look that up. It is easily not even just the sugar industry. It was a large amount of like other people. Like the government was in on it, which is why I'm still like the way these niggas get lobbied is fucking ridiculous. Because I think one of the presidents had like a heart issue and they immediately blamed it on fat instead of actually blaming it on the fact that he was ingesting copious amounts of sugar. It gets freaking ridiculous. But I think I'm gonna end it off there. I will encourage everybody to do more research on the Alzheimer thing. I was just giving a quick summary. Replace cancer and everything with Alzheimer, and similar things will be expressed. But it was still tampering with documentation. Some people are arguing, or some scientists are arguing, that it was not an important piece of literature, even though it was one of the most cited. Others are arguing that this could potentially cause for a turn for how Alzheimer is being looked at. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not in the medical field. I'm just letting you know something that happened. Because at the end of the day, you know me. A nigga like me, I'm just talking. I'm going to catch you. Hey, wait. I'm back. Real quick, I'm back. I'm sorry. But I just have to let you know that there's a report. And it's on Dejonte Murray, the Atlanta Hawks guard, previous Spurs All-Star guard, and the number 1 pick, Pablo Banchero. And if I knew this was going on, I would have definitely put this in the original recording. But I fucked up, and I literally found this out after I had already recorded. Fuck me, you feel me? But how it is that at least as much as the story that we know, they both grew up in the Seattle area, and they both knew each other. apparently to the point where Pablo Banchero, according to Dejonte Murray, was getting rebounds for him and passing it back. As you all know, getting rebounds for somebody is kind of like showing that friendliness, or at least that the little brother type atmosphere. However, it seems like that did not last, as Pablo Banchero, according to Dejonte Murray, has changed within the IT Pro-Am League that was getting hosted at a community college. Pablo Banchero and Dejonte Murray attended. Things got chippy after Dejonte Murray was being guarded by Pablo Banchero, faked out Pablo Banchero, threw a self alley, and dunked it emphatically, and seemed to be uttering words that have not been disclosed yet to Pablo Banchero. Later on Instagram, this is what was said to be said. That was said to the people who was said to, and they were feuding. Yes. And this is according to the New York Post. So you know the information is accurate. Okay. However, what was said exactly is, also later in the game, Dejounte Murray says it's a man's league. He's a little boy. He's too soft, referring to Pablo Banchero as a little boy and soft. But soon after Banchero reposted the clip, later, Dejounte Murray posted the clip saying it's a man's. Oh, I guess he didn't repost anything yet. Soon after, Banchero reposted a clip that showed Murray's fake on him and questioned why Murray made things personal but unfollowed him on Instagram. LOL, unfollow me on the gram and everything. Must be personal, huh? That's fine. That's fine. Make sure you guard up. That's fine, though. Make sure you guard up next time and stop sending doubles, fam. He did not say family. He definitely said fam. I saw the original. Murray offered to respond. He tried to flex on that number one pick shit on me when I had been rooting for you when you was a kid, asking to rebound for me. Don't get on this internet saying nothing. You changed from the humble kid you always was. And I stand on that shit, boy. And you know. You made it and changed, and I lost all respect. Stay humble. This life you in now is real. Ain't no joke. I still want to see you win because that's who I am. And that's what Dejounte Murray said. Banchero then wrote, he's still the same humble kid and always vouch for you, bro. Don't switch the narrative for the internet. Shout out IT, though, for a great event. It's unclear what Murray and Banchero's relationship entailed prior to the game or even before the 6'10" Duke product, Pablo Banchero, was drafted by the Magic in June. All right, so that's all the facts that I know. I will say that it was a pretty good dunk that Dejounte Murray did. I always love the self alleys. They're always a lot of fun little thing to do, you know. But yeah, well, we ending for real now. Later.